Woo! It's cold out here. What's up everybody, this is Mike, and today you're finding me in my car as I'm on my way to one of my favorite shooting locations. If you are familiar with my channel, then I'm sure you already know what this location is. But anyway, first of all, I have something important that I want to talk to you guys about. Now, this morning I woke up to the best thing ever. I have more than 5,000 subscribers now. I officially passed the 5,000 subscriber mark this morning. So I woke up extra happy. So I decided to give you guys a huge shout out. All of you, the 5,000 of you, you guys are amazing. So thank you so much for subscribing, for supporting my channel and all of my videos. It's truly a privilege to be making those videos for you guys. So now I decided to celebrate this day by going out and shooting some stuff for you, but I also want to talk to you about something very important. Now that we are approaching the cold months of the year, most of us don't want to just leave our drones into their boxes and, you know, leave them sleep for the winter. I'm sure most of us would like to continue shooting even in the winter months. So today I have a couple of important tips that I want to share with you guys about flying in cold temperatures. So as you can see, I have all those layers of clothes and it's very cold outside. It's about 3 or 4 degrees outside, but still there is some sun in behind the clouds. So hopefully by the time we reach our shooting location, I will be able to enjoy some sun and capture some nice footage for you guys, but also share some nice tips that you can use if you want to fly during the winter months with your drone. So without any further ado, let's go to my flying location. Okay guys, so I just arrived at my location, but there is something that I want to mention first before I start flying. Now, as of yesterday, there is a new law about registering your drone in the USA, and as most of my viewers, maybe 70%, are based in the USA, I think it's important to know this important news. So if you want to know more about this important topic, make sure to check the first video in the description. It's a very informative video from my good buddy Billy Kyle that has made this video explaining everything that you need to know about this topic. Now, there are a couple of things you guys really need to know about flying a drone in cold temperatures. Now, obviously the drone performs very differently when flying in the cold when compared to flying in normal temperatures, so you need to be careful, and you always need to charge and take care of your batteries. Now, what I mean by that is you always need to charge your batteries up to 100% and store them in a warm location. Store them at a temperature at least 20 degrees Celsius. Not sure how many degrees Fahrenheit that is, but I will put it in the screen. But like I said, store them into warm location. Don't let them freeze. Always let your drone hover for at least a minute before you start doing something with it, just to make sure that everything works, that the batteries are functioning well enough, that no cells are damaged, broken, or anything like that. So just to make sure your battery is working like it should. Now, other than that, you always need to perform, wow, I think somebody's firing a gun here. You always need to move the sticks very gently and not make any hard movements with the sticks, as this might compromise the way the drone is moving and it can just randomly fall out of the sky. Now, the first point, like I mentioned, to summarize, is take care of your batteries. Just heat them up a bit, let them warm up on the drone itself when it starts hovering, and just make sure everything works correctly before starting to fly away further from you. The next tip is to always check the battery status and how much battery you actually have left, as in colder temperatures the batteries drain much faster than the usual. So with the DJI Spark you normally get 12-13 minutes of flight time. In cold temperatures you might get 6, 7, 8, really depends how cold it really is outside. I've just flown my drone and I could see that the battery was literally draining by the minute, so make sure you follow the battery status and the percentage you have left on the screen of your phone. Tip number 3 is to make sure the conditions around you are okay to fly. Now that goes without saying, but you really need to take care of checking out the temperature first. If it's below 0, then it's best if you don't fly your drone. Always make sure you have a strong GPS signal, as the drone could start acting weird and just fly away on its own. So make sure the signals, the GPS satellites are connected. You have plenty of satellites connected, at least 15 would be a good starting point for GPS. And try to avoid flying in snowstorms or foggy conditions, as the little drops of moisture could really damage your drone and it can just randomly fall out of the sky again. So it's very limiting flying in cold temperatures, as there are plenty of things that you need to think of and take care of if you want to protect your drone. But nobody wants to lose their $1,000 drone just because there was a fog around you, right? And the last tip is always make sure your exposure is correctly set. If you are taking photos or even shooting videos, it's important to make sure your exposure is set up correctly. Especially if you're filming snow or anything that is white, then the auto exposure could really damage your final footage, and it could be looking grayish or darker white, you know, that not realistic look of your footage. So make sure to avoid that by setting up your exposure correctly, by manually setting up your exposure. For the Spark you can only do so if you are taking photos, so make sure you do that if you're taking photos of snowy locations. But if you're taking video, then you just need to, you know, keep your fingers crossed and hope for the best. Okay, now that I've given you a few tips about flying in cold temperatures, I'm going to put those tips into use and I'm going to fly my drone a bit and show you a couple of shots around me. I'm at one of my favorite beaches. It's just outside the city and it's quite empty at the moment. There's some construction works nearby, but I could remember just a couple of months ago this beach was packed with people. It was so good looking. Now it's a bit sad seeing it like this, but it definitely brings back some nice memories. Anyway, let's go to the footage. Okay, I just finished filming and I kept getting some weird GPS signal issues. I was constantly getting out of GPS mode. The drone was drifting a bit to the side, so that shows you very well how important your filming location is and how much the magnetic interference could really break your flying experience if you are at the wrong spot at the wrong time. Turned out one of the buildings around me was causing this magnetic interference, so once I moved away from that building, everything seemed to go back to normal. So one final tip I have for you guys is to always make sure you are aware of your surroundings, the buildings around you, and basically the obstacles that could damage your drone or the interference that could harm your flight. So that's everything that I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the little tips I have for you for flying a drone in cold weather. It was definitely a lot of fun for me to fly in this bad weather, which actually turned out to be pretty good in the end. I actually am seeing sun, and I might stay for a while just to enjoy the sun for a little longer. But anyway, that's everything that I have for you today, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please like it, smash that like button if you did. Subscribe if you aren't already, as you might have seen I'm giving away a DJI Spark, the drone that I've been flying today. I'm actually giving you guys a brand new drone, so if you want to win it, I will link the video that explains everything in detail in the description. So if you want to win, that would be your go-to place. Anyway, enough rambling from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe and like and comment, and I'll see you very soon in my next video. Ciao.